Welcome to the Inside Track. I'm Jenny Tulloch. And the shipwreck last weekend was a narrow escape for the Team Vestas Wind crew. So we've brought in 4-time race veteran, 2-time skipper, and Volvo Ocean Race CEO, Knut Frostad, for the full story. But first, let's take a look at the dramatic images from that night.
We're going over the top of some shoals right now, 40 metres deep.
Oh yeah, you
Wow.
see the line here?
Yeah.
Fuck, there's a big rock here, guys! It's a rock! Oh, fire the safe!
Holy shit! It's alright.
Fire the safe!
Yeah, we're... That's right here. Guys, Yes.
Okay, Nikolai?
Hang on, guys!
Really dramatic pictures. Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it's a very, very special moment, and it's something that we train for and we don't want to see happening. But we train for it, and the sailors train for it, and they're prepared for it. Under the circumstances, I think this had a happy ending, because it could have gone so much worse. And when we have very clear priorities, both from our side and from the team side, that people first, and in this case, the people side went really, really well. And they made one mistake, but after that had all happened. They did everything right, absolutely everything right. That's why.
3, 4, 5,
6,
7,
8, 9.
okay.
I think at the moment the safest place for us is still here on the boat.
Yep.
We're going to check out the tide charts to see tide increases, and it would make it safer for an exit out the back of the boat to the lagoon. I think it's too dangerous having to go out over the front, trying to swim out through breaking waves.
Agreed.
And how are the guys doing now? You've spoken with them since.
There's no doubt they're devastated. And these guys, they do the race, not only their passion, this is their profession, this is their big goal in life, and they sacrifice everything to do this race, and suddenly it changes so quickly in a heartbeat.
And it was great that they actually did perform so well once it happened. But can we ask, how could something like this happen?
It's difficult for me to say exactly why it happened. I think the team has already given a few interviews and said a few things themselves. And I think, first of all, they need to say what they want to say and what they should say. They obviously were there. They know we were not there. And I think, although the team has officially said that there was a human mistake, that's also what we can assume from our side. I always have said that when you have a big disaster, it can be human error, but it's always a chain of things leading to it. And I think in this case, we don't know all the details exactly what was done, who said what. What Nico told me was also that the technology on the boat worked, everything worked, the GPS location systems, the navigational systems worked. So there was not a technology failure or something that had broken down that brought them in. That's also very important for us because we have a whole fleet of boats out there with similar technology. And we wanted to make sure that there was not a systematic problem, because then we would have to address it obviously immediately with the whole fleet.
But it was pretty incredible that we could actually then see what did happen. Can you explain how we were able to catch it on camera?
I have never in my life seen anything like what Brian Carlin did on Team Vestas Wind. I mean, I have never seen it in our sport of sailing. I don't think it ever has been done. And he had only one thing in his mind, and that was to save all the content. That was the only thing he thought about. And he even went, I think, beyond what he should even have done, you know, because he was rather doing that than putting on a survival suit. You know, he just wanted to capture this amazing footage. And we have special systems designed on the boats where you can push what we call a crash button on the boat. We have a couple of places on the boat, and it saves the last minutes before you push it. So it takes the camera systems, record the last minutes, and this rotates, and obviously if you never push it, it will just delete the content constantly. Then it was the first thing he did. The first thing he thought about was doing that. And he kept on filming, and then he says in this soundbite, he says in the end that he came on deck and he felt, you know, like he got comments from the sailors and, hey, you're an onboard reporter and you're here to cover, but hey, we are trying to rescue our lives here, you know. And then he says that Chris Nicholson looked at him and asked him, are you filming? Keep it rolling. And to me, that is maybe one of the biggest changes in the race, and that one we have been looking for, is that this acceptance from the sailors that this is important. We need to tell the story of what we're doing. And Nico to just look at his OBR in the middle of the heat of all this and says, just keep the camera rolling, you know? That is a huge, huge step for mankind in the sport of sailing.
So the guys are safely ashore now. What about the boat itself?
The future of the boat is uncertain at this moment. It's very clear that this boat is going to be very hard to repair. It's the owners, the team, that is deciding exactly what they're going to do with the boat, and that is being assessed now every hour, every day. I think it's very clear that this team is not going to be able to do the next leg, and it's obviously a huge task, as anyone can see, to repair such a boat. And the more complex thing around this is the location of the incident, because we are talking about a place in the middle of the Indian Ocean, 250 miles away from the closest civilization, really. And very limited resources even in the closest civilization in Mauritius and Reunion. There's not a lot of specialist rescue operations available right there. So it is a complex matter. It's complex to repair it. It's complex to rescue it and salvage it. It's complex to transport it. I think the most impressive for me was that Nico's first thought when he got to the beach of this tiny little island was that to save the environment, and coming into this pristine, untouched place in the middle of the nature, and realize that, you know, we have this boat here, let's not do any more damage than necessary. And him and his crew went to extreme length to bring everything off the boat that could potentially fall off the boat or leak out to the ocean or anything like it. And I think that's really in the spirit of the race, and I really like that.
Thank you so much, Knut.
Thank you.
And now back to the racing. It's still very tight at the front, with Abu Dhabi Ocean Racing only 6 miles ahead of Team Brunel and Dongfang, who swap places repeatedly in the squalls overnight. The rest of the fleet trails with little hope of change in the westerlies, but coming up, they cross another transition where the monsoon winds lighten as they shift into the north and the northeast. A test of patience once again. We look forward to bringing you more of the action tomorrow on the Inside Track.